Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look at the AirPods second generation and see how these specific AirPods hold up in 2023. Now, what is very, very interesting and funny about this is that these are my go-to AirPods. These are the AirPods I use every single day. Well, maybe not every single day, but whenever I do use AirPods, I almost will always typically will try to go for my AirPods 2s because these are like the only ones that actually fit inside of my ears. So that is the first thing I want to get out of the way. Now, if you want to buy some AirPods, links will be down in the description. You can always get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the AirPods 2s, you can see that within the case, there really isn't anything crazy going on here that we haven't already seen before. The AirPods 2s pretty much come in that standard white case on the outside, and again, there's really not too much going on here. I mean, it looks pretty standard to basically every single AirPod that has ever came out. Now, one of the cool things that the AirPods 2s actually came with back in 2019 was actually this new wireless charging case. So that's exactly the AirPods that I ended up buying, the ones with the wireless charging case, and I actually loved these AirPods. These are my favorite AirPods of all time, probably, and with these wireless charging cases, it made things even better. Now, I don't normally wirelessly charge my phones, but I kind of do wirelessly charge my AirPods a lot. I've kind of realized this. Sometimes I have a wireless charger on my desk. I just place them there, and it's a really nice thing to have. And these AirPods actually ended up bringing, at least for one of the models, that wireless charging case, which is a really nice thing to have. Now, on the bottom of these AirPods cases, it's just a lightning port. It's pretty much been the same thing for the last like 5 or 6 AirPods. On top of that, on the back, we have that reset button. So there really isn't anything super crazy going on here, again, that we haven't already seen. So totally okay. Again, not too much to complain about there. Now, flipping these cases open, that's when we get these AirPods. Now, remember in the beginning of this video when I kind of mentioned that, these are the only AirPods that I actually use? And the main reason for that is because these AirPods, like the tips of these AirPods, only fit in my ear. Like, these are the only AirPods that work besides the AirPods Max. These AirPods fit perfectly in my ear. I can go running, I can sprint, I can do whatever I want to do, and they just don't fall out. Now, with my AirPods Pros and my AirPods, the AirPods 3s are the worst for this, but the AirPods Pros, even with those adjustable tips, they just don't fit in my ear that well. Even though I adjust those tips, I take them out, I put in new ones, nothing has worked for me on those. These AirPods, 2s and the original AirPods are the only ones that have ever worked for me. And it has been the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. I mean, I wish I could, have those AirPods work for me. They just don't. Again, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just genetically how it was kind of built. And I guess that's kind of how it would be for the rest of my life. But I love these AirPods because they just fit perfectly. But that does come with some downsides. Now, one, for a lot of people, those AirPods Pros, they like because of those like ear suctioning tips, because they kind of block out all the noise, and it's kind of like a perfect fit. If they work for you, then that's like perfect for everyone. Then that works out perfectly for you. But for me, it doesn't really work out that well. So again, for that standpoint, there's really nothing I can do about it, from that point of view. But on top of that, you are missing out on a lot of cool features that AirPods actually have, and you can't get them on AirPods 2s. So for one, you don't get any noise cancellation at all. So for a lot of people, I mean, that's kind of like not a big deal. For me, it's actually a really nice feature to have. Even if you don't go on flights a lot, I'm not even a person who travels that much, but even when I'm on my desk and there's people mowing their lawn or there's like loud cars or whatever, right? Having those AirPods Maxes that you can just put on top of your ears, they just work so well. Like, they are so nice, and I love them for that. So that's why I like those AirPods Max, and I like noise cancellation. Unfortunately, the AirPods 2s don't have it. You are missing adaptive transparency mode, but it's not really that big of a deal because you can still hear everything around you, even if you play your AirPods 2s like very, very loud. You are missing out on spatial audio, and you don't get actually any sweat or water resistance, which is a very weird thing for Apple to kind of skimp out on these devices. I feel like that should be something they should just give, especially considering like a lot of devices out there get broken, get wet, and although it's not Apple's fault, it would be nice if they actually ended up giving that to these devices. But regardless of those things, even though it's missing out on those features, I still feel like these AirPods are still perfectly fine. Like, I still think these AirPods have a lot of quality there, even though they are missing out on certain features like that. And the main reason for that, again, is because they fit so well in my ears. Now, based on Apple's own website, they do actually state that the AirPods 2s get about 5 hours of battery life, so it's definitely not like the lowest amount of battery life, but when compared to the AirPods 3s and Pros, they get 6 hours of battery life. So you're really only missing out on 1 hour of battery life compared to the AirPods Pros and AirPods, 3s. So I don't really think it's like a crazy big deal there either. I think these are still very like more than capable amount of, getting an average day of use, especially if you're going to charge at the end of the day. It's really not that big of a deal. And if you're comparing the AirPods against basically all the other Bluetooth headphones out there, at least if you have an iPhone, they just work so well with all the other Apple products. And that has been something I love about these AirPods. If you buy something like the AirPods, if you buy something like an iPhone or an iPad or a MacBook, or whatever the case is, you are getting a very solid ecosystem with these AirPods, which is something that I really do like about them as well. So ultimately, to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'll tell you is I think the AirPods 2s are very solid, headphones. I think if you're going to get them, they're still very good. And even though they've been out for about 3 years now, they are still some of my favorite AirPods. They're still some of the headphones I use like almost on an every single day basis. And again, I use these things more than I use my AirPods Pros and my AirPods 3s combined. Like, these are my go-to headphones for the most part, and that is something that I love about them. Now, again, if you have the ability of actually using AirPods Pros or AirPods 3s, those are the ones I'd probably recommend more. And if you're not planning on using these while working out, and if budget isn't really that big of a deal, I'd probably just recommend going for the AirPods Max. Like, those are very good headphones, and they have a ton of capability within them. So much so, in fact, that I probably actually use my AirPods Max maybe a little bit more than my AirPods 2s now that I think about it. So in terms of that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.